Alright family, I'm going to start out with the entryway here. This is the first thing you see when you enter the house, and I don't think you guys have seen this before, so I'm going to start from the very beginning and I'm going to show you guys how I decorated this spot. So first thing first, I'm just going to go ahead and use my dollar store broom to sweep up this place, and then I'm going to mop it, and then we'll start decorating and setting everything up. For the floors, I know it looks like I'm using a Swiffer, but I'm only using the pad, but I usually use Gono, the floor cleaner, to clean these floors because they are hardwood floors and they're also black, and a lot of you told me that that is one of the best products to use for floors. Alright family, so we are going to go ahead and start setting up. The first thing I'm going to place here is this entryway table. I got this from Home Goods and it was only about $150 if I'm not mistaken. The next thing we're going to place on top of this table is a round mirror. It doesn't have to be a round mirror. I just wanted to use that here because it fits the space better. But you can use a square, whatever shaped mirror you have, you can use that. Alright, so the mirror is up. Now let's accessorize. So the first thing I'm going to use is this vase. I've actually had this vase for a while. Okay, so the next thing is the lid to the vase, so I'm just gonna place it right beside it. Next thing is the tray. It's kind of like a catch-all tray, and for this tray, I'm gonna put my knickknacks in here. So that is my key, my sunglasses, and a piece of nail that you're gonna see later. The next thing here, I'm gonna use this necklace just to accessorize the lid of the vase. And next, I'm gonna put some pampas grass, not too many, but just a few. And then we're gonna move on to the bottom. And then on the bottom here, I'm gonna put 2 lamps here, just in case we ever go out of power, which it does happen sometimes, but we have never had to use a lamp. But just in case we ever need it, that's gonna be right there. All right, family, this is the full look of the entryway. See how quick and easy that was? You don't have to have a whole bunch of things. You just need a few cute things and you're good. And this is the first thing people see when they walk into your house. So you want to make sure that it's not full of clutter. You want to make sure that it's nice, clean, and simple. Alright family, let's move on to the dining room. A lot of you have seen this dining room. I think I made a video when I actually set up the dining room, and I've already talked about where I got everything from. But this is typically what the dining room honestly looks like. It's never always perfect like you guys would think, right? I work from home, so most times I work on this table, and Nadia, everywhere in this house, by the way, is Nadia's playground, and you'll get to see that in a minute. But Nadia plays everywhere, so she puts her stuff everywhere. I put my stuff everywhere, and everywhere is just a catch-all for everything. So Nadia is my little helper today. She's just following me around and basically I'm doing everything I'm doing. So anyway, I'm just decluttering the table, getting everything off, putting all the chairs back into their place, and then I'm gonna go ahead and clean the table. Alright, so to clean the table, I'm not using anything specific. All I'm using is a washcloth with a little bit of soap and some water just to wipe it off. This table is wood. It's like manufactured wood. So I don't really know what product to use yet. And just because I don't want to ruin it, I don't want to do any guessing games. So I'm just using water and soap. Alright, so let's accessorize. Okay, so moving on to this buffet table. This buffet table is one of Nadia's favorite places because it's all mirrored. So she likes to come here, look at herself, and leave her tiny little prints everywhere. So I'm constantly cleaning this thing. Even when I don't do a deep clean, I have to clean this mirror at least 2-3 times a week. I just take my Windex, spray it down, and wipe it. But yeah, the worst thing you can do in a house with a lot of mirrors or glass is to have fingerprints on them. It looks tacky, and when people walk into your house, it doesn't look clean. And those are the first places that people look at to see that you're like not a clean person. So Nadia keeps me on my feet with this one. All right, so the buffet table is clean. Let's go back and accessorize. All right, family, so the dining room is clean, but we have to clean this mirror. You guys know that I have this big mirror in the dining room and it reflects the dining room, so it makes it look not just pretty, but it also makes the dining room look very, very big. And again, this is one of Nadia's favorite places. As you can see, she's trying to distract me as I clean it because she's like, that's my spot. And she's messing with it. As I clean it, she'll mess it up. And as I clean it, she'll mess it up. But this is actually fun for her because she actually thinks I'm playing around when I'm actually doing serious work. So I don't know what Nadia got on this mirror, but it was pretty hard to get off. So I had to put some real elbow grease in it to get it off as she sits there and watch me sweat. All right, family, so let's move on to this corner of the dining room. As you can see here, everything is neutral, so I wanted to put a little plant, just to bring a little greenery in this area so that it's not so cold and bland. All right, family, so moving on to the living room. The first thing I want to clean here is this, I forget what the name is. I think it's a chaise, but this is the thing you put behind your couch to keep your pillows or other knickknacks, as you can see here, or you can just leave it empty. All right, so let's move on to this other side. This other side is a shelf area with a lot of glass and a lot of mirror. As I said, the house has a lot of mirrors and I really love mirrors. If you followed me for a while, you already know that from my previous homes. I just love mirrors because they brighten up and open up the space. So this right here was perfect. All right, so I'm just cleaning it up. Every week or so, I grab a wet cloth with soap and water and I just wipe the surface areas down and wipe under all of the knickknacks that are there, and then I also use my Windex to clean the mirror, and that is what I'm doing here. Alright, family, so I decided to put a little plant here as well, just to bring a little greenery in this white space. Alright, so let's move on to the living room. This couch, if you're an OG, you remember it as well. I feel like I literally take this with me everywhere. This couch was super expensive and it's super fancy and super in, so I don't want to throw it away. I don't want to sell it. I just keep taking it with me everywhere. So if you remember my old home decor videos, you've seen this couch before. So I'm just fluffing up the pillows, making everything look nice and clean, and then just sprucing everything up. This is the second piece to that couch. It's actually a set, and these chairs are pretty big, y'all. It doesn't look that big on the camera, but these are pretty big, and I couldn't fit all three, so I ended up using only two. All right, moving on to this corner. As you can see, I have my little Ross bag, grabbing my knickknacks from in there and just setting them up. And as you can see, Nadia is always there to distract me because she has nothing better to do with her time. She thinks it's actually funny. All right, family, so I'm just putting my stuff in the shelves. Sometimes I take them off, sometimes I'll change them out. It just depends on how I feel or what pieces I want to display that week. All right, family, moving on to the sunroom, the famous sunroom. If you know, you know. Anyway, the sunroom, I'm not completely done decorating. It's a nice spot to just come and chill and just, read or take a nap or do whatever. And because it's so nice and bright, it feels good when you're in here because it almost feels like you're outside, but you get the feeling of being inside. All right, family, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my dollar store broom again to sweep up the floors. This broom works magic. It gets all the dust, all the dirt. I just like to use my broom to sweep it up. All right, family, so after everything has been swept up, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the floors too. And this is the product I was telling you about earlier. It's called Gono, I think. This is really great at shining the floors, making it look nice and clean. And one of you actually suggested this to me, so that is how I started to use it. And I've heard a lot of you started to use it as well, and you actually like it. All right, so I'm just using my Swiffer machine again to wipe it off, and it ends up making the floors look so good, so nice, so clean, and so shiny. Alright, as you can see, Nadia keeps me pretty entertained because she's like, lady, you're just wasting your time. Because whenever I put the pillows up nice and clean, especially in the sunroom, 2 minutes later, they're back on the floor. And she thinks it's a game. Family, so the last area I'm gonna do here is the front of the house, or the front of the living room. I don't know how to describe this place. Anyway, this is the entryway, the bottom part of it. There are 3 or 4 steps that leads up actually to the house. So I'm just cleaning this little area. I'm gonna sweep it up, mop it up, and then I'm gonna put this mat down. All right, family, we are finally done. And this is the final refill of my middle area of my house. I don't know if that's a great description, but yes, let's walk in here so you guys can see the finished product. So this is the entryway. This is the dining room, nice and clean. Let's go on into the living room. And I'm telling y'all, family, this only lasts for a day or two and is right back to where you just saw it before. The house does not stay this clean all day, every day, especially when you have a toddler. You have to be on your feet. But at the same time, if you like a beautiful, clean home, that's just something you have to keep up with. And I love doing it, so I don't mind it. Keep Anyway, that is it for today's video, y'all. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you did, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already joined the family, please go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below and make sure your bell notifications are turned on. Please follow me on Instagram as well. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. I love you all, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.